Most of it's probably mental. You don't like dark places that are wet and you're claustrophobic. You have a bunch of phobias and stuff. It's not going to be the place for you. Oh, here we are. We're at Jade City. We're heading up the highway here, and there's a TV show that's filmed here called by the same name, and we're going to meet the lady behind it, Claudia, in a minute here in her store. So, but they got a pretty cool museum, eh? So there's that's an interesting old drag line and stuff, and some cool equipment here. Here is a Loki, electric Loki, a Goodman, and here's a pretty big rocker shovel. I'm not sure what model that is. I haven't seen one like that before. They got a pretty good collection of odds and ends here. And there's also a 12B Amco Mucker here too, so which we have one just like at the museum, but it looks like to be in pretty nice shape. So we did manage to buy a really nice piece of jade for a museum, a little smaller than this one. But yeah, so here's another style of trammer here that we're running here. Side dumping car, and here's the Amco Mucker. Unfortunately, they have a couple of outboard motors on it, but nice looking mucker. Looks to be in pretty good shape. The Amco 12B, there's this part of a slusher, an old slusher. I guess there's lots of gold mines in this area, but they're all pretty much all covered in. So they got a nice little step on this mucker here where you can stand on it when you're working. So that is the same one that we got in the museum, but ours is operating. This one's just a static display here. So head in and we'll have a little chat with Claudia, and she can explain what they're doing here. So Jade Mining, it's all on the surface, right? So they're mining all the jade on the surface, and they cut it into pieces for sale all over the world to make statues and different things out of. Pretty nice looking stuff, as you can see. So they cut and polish it right here, and you can buy a little piece, or a little cheap little piece, or you can spend thousands of dollars on it, depending on how much money you got to spend and what you want to do with it. So there's some other cool stuff along here. One thing that I didn't know before, so here's just some pieces of jade and stuff in here. And this stuff here, this is all jade here, but we're seeing some asbestos here. This is crystallite here. So we've seen this in some mines, we never knew what it was. And this is actually asbestos. It does look kind of similar in color to jade, but it's completely different, obviously. Yeah. And they have bigger rock saws and stuff where they cut this stuff. Jade's pretty hard, so they got to have probably diamond tipped saws for doing this kind of stuff. There's a big monster chunk of... How much did you guys take for this piece? What's that piece worth?
Maybe 70 to 80.
70 to 80,000? Yeah. Huh. And you're not worried about just leaving it lay in the parking lot? Someone might pick it up.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's some big diamond saws there. And cut up these pieces of jade. Yeah. Kind of funny that jade, it just looks like a plain, ordinary rock. You know, and then you just cut off a little chunk there, you can see what you're looking at there, right? So, you know, you look at that on the outside, you wouldn't think there's nothing special about that at all. But once they cut it up, it looks pretty cool. So this is kind of like their showroom, I guess. You know, they have all this jade here for sale, and they just park it out here, and people buy pieces of it for statues or different things. So you see some of this jade has blast holes in it where they've actually drilled it. So we're going to ask Claudia about that. You can see there's a blast hole in this guy here. So I'm going to find out about that. All right, so I'm here with Claudia in Jade City. So you guys probably seen the TV show Jade City. So Claudia's the driving force behind that. So this is your business. You guys mine jade?
It is. We mine jade. We have a tourism place in Jade City, and yeah, the show's Jade Fever on Discovery. It's in a couple hundred countries, and we're proud to show the jade mine.
Pretty awesome. So we're up near in the Cassia mining district. There was a lot of gold here traditionally, but you guys just mine jade here. So jade's not mined underground, is it? It's
Nope. Well, it can be. It's not in Canada. We don't. So in Canada, we do two kinds. We do placer, so where we're just digging up the ground. Not like gold. It's a lot easier to find because it comes in big, huge boulders, 10-ton boulders. And then we do hard rock. So hard rock is what we're doing right now. There's a drill core actually from this year right on the counter over there. And so we drill and then we hunt for it.
okay. So I noticed on some of your pieces there's drill marks to it. So do you actually drill and blast to find the better pieces?
No blasting.
Okay.
Yeah, no blasting around jade. There's little minuscule fractures in jade. So if you blast it, you ruin the integrity of it and they can't carve out of it.
Okay, right, yeah. So they've done that with some mines. They've done blasting. They blasted too much and
Yeah.
they couldn't put any more tunnels in it. It ruined the structure of it too.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. So is this the only place in BC where they mine jade? Is this like kind of the hotbed of jade here?
This is the hot spot, even actually in the world. So there's other places in the world that jade are mined, but it's very difficult to mine jade. And yeah, I would say that this is the world hotspot here, and Russia probably is our biggest competition.
So what is jade used, just for carving, or is there any other industrial uses for it?
Well, the only industrial use is that we can slab it, so it can go on the walls of buildings if you want it to. It can be treated just like granite and marble.
Right, okay.
Countertops, everything.
Yeah.
Everything can be done in jade.
Yeah, yeah.
A little bit more expensive.
So you've been here for about 8 years?
No, 35 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my dad's mined jade and been in the industry for 50 years.
So you stay here year-round in the wintertime
This
too?
is my, yep.
What do you do in the winter?
This is the problem. That's probably one of the biggest questions, other than is this jade?
Yeah.
Is where do we live in the wintertime? Yeah, I live here year round. This is my home. This is this is where we love to be. This is
So what do
it.
the winters
We
are
do
long, the
as
summers
little
are
as
short?
possible.
Yeah.
As little as possible in the winter.
Recharge your batteries.
Yeah. So 8 months of winter. That's about the time that I need to recharge from my 4 months of summer.
I flew up to Tuck years ago, and I get 24 hours of daylight. And it's just it's just odd, because then you sleep whatever you put in a lot of hours.
Well, I think that you find that you go to bed around 11 or 12, and it's still very light outside, and we're up around 6. So yeah, long days, but it's okay.
The daylight is just psychological because I ranched in Fort St. John, and like say we go to bed at 11, it's still light, and then you get up, 6 or whatever, it's still light too. So you would, you don't notice there's no darkness, right?
But in the wintertime, it makes up for it. We have 4 hours of light in the wintertime, which is lovely. Like I'm like a grizzly, so I want to go into my cave and settle in there for a while.
So a lot of the stuff you have carved, is there kind of a machine that carves some of that, or is it all hand carved? Because you got little pieces that are all the same. Is that kind of machine?
Yeah, so it's both. It's we cut out pieces of it. So it's the toughest stone in the world. So it's all diamond cut, diamond carved.
Yeah.
And so we cut out the basic shapes, and then we start grinding it to the shape that we really want it to be.
The little smaller pieces that you see here,
they're all cut.
like this, like a little small piece like this.
Yeah. So the 1-inch bears, probably the oldest thing that we've ever designed. That was probably one of the very first ones. So 50 years old that design is.
Yeah.
We make a thin slab. We
Yeah.
do all of our designs, cut out all of our designs with little diamond blades. So cut out the pattern, the basic pattern, and then you just start grinding it.
This piece is actually handmade?
Yeah.
Really? You'd think there was some kind of machine that makes them look... Oh, really? Those so...
And the sad thing is that I think in the next few years, the carving is going to be the first thing to go, because we're losing all around the world the ability to find workers to actually want to hand carve.
Right.
They're finding different ways now where you don't have to hand carve, but jade is traditionally hand carved, so we're definitely losing an art.
Well, it's amazing because when I'm looking at that, I'm thinking, like we familiar with CNC stuff and that, where they, they make stuff, machines make stuff, and you think, oh, there's got to be some kind of cool machine that makes that.
They're starting,
Yeah.
but still like the hand carved ones.
for
They're
sure.
all unique still. I mean, it doesn't look like they are, but they still all are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this amethyst is actually from Brazil or South America. It's not from here. So
Yeah, Uruguay is the most place that we're buying amethyst from right now,
Yeah.
but a little bit of amethyst
Yeah,
out
yeah.
of Brazil, a little bit of Canada.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. We really enjoyed seeing all your stuff in your museum and your mining stuff. Nothing underground here, but
Still mining.
we don't discriminate. Yeah. So it's a different kind of mining, and we're going to go up the road and have a look at Cassiar. You know, that was a really cool asbestos mine, shut down in 1992.
Yep.
So we'd like to have a look around there and see what's, and then we're going to make our way up to Dawson City. So
Cool.
thank you for the
Enjoy the area.
Okay, thanks, Claudia.
Okay, bye.
All right, so we are at Cassiar, BC. This is where a big town of about 3,000 people were. A big asbestos mine called Cassiar Crystyle Limited. And they got a massive amount of mining equipment. We're going to show you a bunch of the stuff they got here. The guy that owns, his name's Larry. He's scrapping all this stuff out of here. So here's some rock drills that they got here, and rock trucks. And they got some really cool stuff we're going to show you. So, you might have seen this before. This is an Oshkosh. This is a military 6-wheel drive with a big bed on it. Pretty cool. You see this on Gold Rush. Tony Beats has one. What a beast, eh? Look at the size of the bed on it. You can't run the duals on it because it's too wide. They can't run in BC this wide. So it's like an off-road truck. Oh, it's got 8 wheels. Quad axle. Oh man, that thing can lift a lot of weight, eh? It's got like 2 big winches on it. It's quite the truck, eh? I don't know how many tons that trailer will pull, but a fair bit. You gotta find out what kind of engine's in that thing. Scrappy Larry's. Whew. U.S. property, Oshkosh. Gross weight 45,000 pounds. There's the winch control and everything. This is where you run it from, eh? The winch is in here. I don't know if that winch line snapped if that's much of a bullboard, but
Stand right on this tire. I can just take the front.
we'll stand right on the cab. Man, look at all the junk he's got here. Scrappy Larry. There's the big open pit from Cassiar. Just a scenic place here. This guy's got a lot of cool stuff. Trucks and trailers and mining stuff. Let's have a look at the inside of this beast. The outside looks pretty impressive. Huh. Oh, we've got an operator in it. How's it handling? How does it handle in town?
I need a pretty big parking spot.
We got a big seat in there, eh? You could have a party in here.
You're 10 feet from your passenger.
Yeah. I don't know what they got for a motor, and you'll have to ask Larry how it's powered. I bet she sucks a lot of fuel, though.
I bet so.